I haven't made her a mod yet. I gotta go do that later.
Well, you should get on that. You're supposed to be doing
I
stuff.
can't because it's on your phone. I have to make her a mod. And my computer's fucked up. So if you just click her name. Remember I said the screen?
Live.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
That's for Tarot After Dark. We don't talk like that during the regular scheduled tarot. You'll have to forgive Fluff. He's already dropping F-bombs on the live stream. So, we've brought you here today. I can't believe he did that. I can't believe he did that. He's used to speaking freely. Hi, everyone. Okay, so same rules as last time. I don't really pay attention to the chat. Okay, I kind of just do my thing, and yeah, you better say sorry. I kind of do my own thing, and I go from there. After I finish the readings, then I kind of can go back and look at the chat a little bit. But during the reading, I don't really read the chat too much, just so you're aware. So if I don't stop and say hi, I know some people get really finicky about, oh, you didn't say hi to me when I popped in. I don't say hi to anybody generally when I'm doing a reading because that's my focus. My focus should be there. It shouldn't be there because energy is a big part of a reading. And if my energy is all over the place, so is your reading. And it's not focused on you. But I need something I do need that I didn't grab was my notebook from last time.
Will this be it right here?
My personal assistant.
Sorry, I didn't think of it.
No, it's just how I tend to keep track of where I'm at, because last time we kind of got all over the place. This is probably not the one. I had a different one last time, I think. Sorry, we weren't like all together, but this gives you a perfect chance to share this out until I'm completely ready. No, I had like the hardcover one last time. It was my planner, and it's probably over there. Normally I have everything set up for myself, but since he streams and I stream, I have to move my stuff everywhere. So, probably one of the reasons why I don't do many readings live anymore. Did you find it? Thank you. That's the one. Thank you. Plop. Anyway, back to what we were doing. So, once again, I will make the statement of if you pop into the chat and I don't say hi to you, or pop into the live rather, and I don't say hi to you, that's because my focus is here and not there. So that I can do this, and my wonderful moderators will so graciously say hi to you on my behalf. And my wonderful mods are also part of my little notification gang, and they will send out notifications to you in case YouTube fails to do so. So without further ado, we're going to open this bad boy up. I got it last week when I came back from Disneyland. It was at my porch. I'm surprised nobody stole it, but it was sitting there waiting for me. And there is something about this deck creator that a lot of people don't like. A lot of people asked me if I was getting this deck, and I said yes, I was. I'm an avid collector of tarot. I have over 300 decks at this point. Just tarot, not my Lenormand, not my Oracle, none of that. That's a whole separate category. But I'm an avid collector of tarot. Have been since I was like 13. Anyway, so Minerva, who is the creator of this deck, she also created the Labyrinth Tarot and then the Alice in Wonderland Tarot that's coming out, all of those. So those decks, she tends to create the minors really well, or the majors really well, rather, but not so much the minors. And a lot of people say they can't stand her work for that reason. Hi, V. I'm sorry, I did have to say hi to V. I rarely see her, so I have to say hi to her. And they say she puts a lot of stock into the majors. She doesn't put a lot of stock into the minors, and they're very basic and hard to read for that reason. So, took the plastic off for you guys, and when you pop the wonderful thing open, that's the inside of the box. You get the guidebook. which, to my knowledge, yes, it's in color. And goes through each card individually. It does give you the uprights and the reversed. That's not much else you can say about a guidebook, right? So let's get into the deck. Normally I would do this as an overhead shot down, but I would pre-record that to do it as a live so I can do the readings as well. You guys are going to just have to flip through it with me. But we'll go through... See, this is another thing I can't stand. Y'all know what I'm talking about, readers? Look at this. I hate decks like this. They stick together. Like, this is how it comes out. It's all clumped up. They can be hard to shuffle. And it's not nothing to this particular creator at all. It's mostly like people who think that I guess it's not even the rose petal finish. It's just that kind of mattified finish and it clumps together. Some of the really glossy ones do that too. So anyway, let's go through. I'll take a chunk and we'll all kind of go through it. That's the Fool. Is the dude from Emperor's New Groove. I think Dr. Navarro is a pretty good person to stick on the Magician card. If you're not a Disney person, this probably deck won't be for you. And the reason I say that, my kitten's behind me. The reason I say that is because if you're not familiar with the characters and their roles they play in the Disney films and stuff like that, this deck probably wouldn't make as much sense to you. Now, it does describe things in the guidebook, but it's probably easier to read just sight unseen. Mickey Mouse will not be on these. These are just the villains. But it's, if you know who these characters are and what they represent in the films or in the animations, it's easier to read them. So you got the Empress card, the Emperor, the Hierophant, the Lover's card, which is, they have it as the true love card here. My kitten is roaming around right now because she knows mommy's doing something, so she's going to be roaming around. The Chariot. Like, how appropriate is that to have Cruella, like, when she's doing that mad dash down the street in her car. The Strength card. This one, I think I would have picked a different character for this one. But, I mean, I get why she chose it, but I think I would have probably chose, like, who else would I have? I mean, the perfect thing to have on there would have been, what's his name from The Lion King? The dad. For some reason, I'm drawing a blank, but I would totally know his name normally. I mean, it would go with the Strength card naturally, wouldn't it? But he's not a villain, so he's not on the cards. So pretty accurate, too. That's the spinning wheel from Sleeping Beauty. And when she's told to avoid it, she's told, you know, don't go near it. And when she touches it, everything all kind of, it goes downhill. We'll say that, kind of like the Tower card. So right here we have Justice. And a lot of people were unfamiliar with this character. I'll let you guys read about it in the guidebook for those who don't know, because I'll leave that one a little bit of a mystery because so many people didn't realize who it was. The Hanged Man. And how appropriate is it to have Hades on the Death card? I mean, I think that's extremely appropriate and probably easy to read if you knew that that was Hades. The Temperance card, which is Flotsam and Jetsam from The Little Mermaid. The Devil card. And this is an iconic person in Disney, but a lot of people forget who it is. And being a huge Fantasia fan, and I will tell you that he's from Fantasia. I'll let you guys kind of figure out who it is. Some of you might actually know who it is. Oh, the other one was the Wheel of Fortune. I don't know why I called it the Tower, because this is the Tower. There's things going on outside my house right now, and so I'm a little bit distracted, unfortunately. Even though I tell people, I'm filming. Don't bother making a bunch of noise. So I apologize for the sound outside. The Star card, which is the Mirror. And for those of you who are Emperor's New Groove fans and, you know, really enjoying seeing her on a card, the Sun card. This one was a little more difficult, and I guess I just didn't quite know where she was going with this one completely. And the Judgment card. The World card. Some of these, like I said, like having Jafar as the King of Wands, like we're getting into the minors now. Having Jafar and the Queen of Wands, I think that's appropriate because he's very like, Jafar's very vain, like he thinks he deserves everything. So, and he's about his appearance and stuff like that, very typical of the King of Wands. The Queen of Wands being the evil queen from Snow White. Once again, I think that's pretty appropriate. The Knight of Wands being Madame Mim kind of cracked me up a little bit. The Page of Wands is Iago. Ace of Wands is Jafar's staff. So that's, you know, he uses that as like his wand, you know, it's his way of creating things and getting things started and into motion. So I find that to be kind of appropriate. The Two of Wands is, it's Madame Mim and Merlin from The Sword and the Stone. And a lot of people didn't get that one either. Madame Mim is from The Sword and the Stone. She's from the animation The Sword and the Stone. She's who Merlin kind of butts heads with. She's the other dragon. In their fighting scene. She cracks me up. She's one of my favorite villains. Madame Mim is hilarious. If you've never seen the animation The Sword and the Stone, it's one of my favorite Disney films, that and Pinocchio. And it's one that it cracked me up. It's some people don't enjoy it because of the fact that it's storytelling and it progresses and stuff, but Merlin's a hilarious character in it, and Madame Mim's a hilarious character in it. The Three of Wands being the Cauldron. Four of Wands is Jafar with 3 more staffs, so I mean, I guess. Five of Wands, I'm assuming those are branches representing of the, you know, apple tree of which the poison apple came from. Maybe, I don't know. Once again, we have Madame Mim with the Six of Wands. Now, I can find this to, you know, I can see where she's going with this because Madame Mim does a lot of changes. And she's very, you know, in her vain sense, she changes herself into something, you know, that's eye-appealing and stuff like that during her little sequence. So I can understand that one. The Seven of Wands, you know, we're back at, you know, the evil queen. The Eight of Wands. That, I'd have to look it up. I have no idea what that is. The Nine of Wands is the queen in her mirror. She's getting ready to transform herself into the old lady so she can go and find Snow White and do that whole apple thing. See, this one, the Ten of Wands. Now, in the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, the Ten of Wands is representational of carrying a huge burden, you know, carrying things, walking onward, you know, holding a huge bundle of sticks. She is holding a huge bundle of sticks, but it don't look like she's really like having a hard time with it, you know? So I think we could have went, we could have done a little bit better with that, I think. I don't know. But King of Coins, that one's appropriate in my opinion. Queen of Coins, that one's appropriate in my opinion. Knight of Coins, that's another appropriate one in my opinion. Like I said, you have to know Disney to really know these. Page of Coins being the hyenas from The Lion King. Ace of Coins. That's what's his name from Robin Hood, right? Two of Coins. See, the coins, I mean, she starts getting muddy with her decks, is in these minors. Some of them make a lot of sense. some of them make little sense. Like, I'll show you the next couple of them. Six of Coins, this is, okay, so somebody did a whole video about this card in particular. Now, those are buttons on a butler's jacket. The butler being from the Aristocats. And he's, you know, trying to haul off the kittens because he wants to inherit the, you know, inheritance from the lady who passes away. And so I guess it's appropriate in that sense, but it's hard to read. So a lot of people complained about this deck. And it's only been out a short while because she's had a lot of pushback on her dates of release. And a lot of people were saying, you know, you couldn't intuitively read these. Now, if you know Disney, you probably could intuitively read with these. But there's some that, like that one with the coat, it's a little bit muddy. But, you know, I think if you read the book on it, on any cards that had issue with you or you had issue with, you would be able to understand them a little bit more. You just have to remember them, just like any other, like when you're learning the tarot, you have to, or any other deck, to be honest with you, you would have to realize that that's what that card means. It's probably a relearning process. Would I give this to someone as a starter deck? If they were a huge Disney fan, I probably would. Other than that, like if I was giving it to somebody who really, really focused on the traditional Rider-Waite system, I don't know if I'd give it to them. Because they probably have what I've seen a lot of people comment about these cards is that they're very difficult to read in the sense of, you know, they don't stick to the system as strongly. I'm all over the place with this deck because I kind of chopped it up a little bit because the cards stick together. Ace of Swords, or Five of Swords, sorry. Six of Swords. See, I like that she used, and for those that don't remember, that cat's name is Lucifer. In Cinderella, the stepmother's cat's name is Lucifer. And the little mice, they run around calling him Lucifer. And when I was little, I used to say Lucifer like that. And I used to get told, like, oh, you can't say that, that's the devil, and all this other stuff when I was younger. And I couldn't talk about this cat that I thought was hilarious in a cartoon because it was bad. And then it's one of those things where you don't realize something's a little messed up about Disney until you're way older. Five of Swords. Actually, that's Seven of Swords. Eight of Swords. Yeah, the cat's name is Lucifer. Isn't that hilarious? Nine of Swords. See, how does this look like oppression to you? Like, that's kind of, you know, there's some that I can understand where people complain. Because the Nine of Swords was, like, ultimate, like, defeat. You know, you're just struggling. You can't find your way out of it. It's oppression. It's, you know, the traditional, I wish I had one of my traditional decks open right now. I'd show you. It really shows, like, a person in bed crying, the swords hanging over them, you know, things like that. And it's showing a person that's just at almost their wit's end. Ten of Swords is that picture where you see all the swords in someone's back. Very traditionally meaning, like, you know, defeat. You're done. And sometimes it can mean worst part's over. Like, it can't get any worse. It's not that the person in the picture is dead. It's just everybody put their sword in you. Okay, take it how you will. My two favorite suits in tarot are Swords and Cups. I'm neither one. Like, my sign is represented by, I'm an earth sign, so I'm represented by the coins or pentacles, and I don't jive with those cards as much as I do with cups and swords. But I do have air and water in my chart, so that's probably why. King of Cups. Captain Hook. I probably could have used she probably could have used a better person on this one, because the King of Cups, he is very wise with his emotions. He's been there, done that, and he knows how to control his emotions. That's not what I got from Captain Hook in the animation. I got you know, that he was kind of a sporadic, like maybe he would have been a really good King of Wands, to be honest with you too, because he was always like, I want things my way, and he's very vain with his appearance and stuff like that. Not somebody I would have thought of as the King of Cups. Queen of Cups, Ursula. Well, I get that she's an octopus, but probably not another person in the sense of like, you know, she's probably not the most emotionally stable person. Her backstory, if you've ever read about it, was she was I want to say she was King Triton's sister, or a relative of his or something like that, and he cast her out of the kingdom and banished her away, and she became an octopus. And because of that, or something along those lines, anyway, she's bitter as hell. That's how I know she is, from that backstory. Knight of Cups, from Beauty and the Beast. I think yeah. This is that emotionally, you know, looking for love type person, and you know, yeah. Page of Cups being Shmi from Peter Pan. I guess I could see that. He's always aiming to please, very juvenile, doesn't know really what he's doing, but you know, he's jittery and all that other stuff. So I could see him as a Page of Cups. See that loud noise? That's why I told you to go tell. So Ace of Cups, it's just a regular cup. Two of Cups. The cups make no sense other than they're cups. Like, Three of Cups is, you know, showing celebratory. Some people say, oh, it's a third party in the situation. If you go and you see other readers who claim to read intuitively, you'll hear that third party situation brought up a lot. It can mean that. I've seen it come up even in my own readings when you're reading about like relationships and stuff, that there's an extra cup, somebody's partying a little too hard. But it typically just means celebrations, coming together and celebrating, jiving well together, that type of thing. Four of Cups. This doesn't appear to me to look like a missed opportunity. You know, I don't get that from these. Five of Cups. This is supposed to be the card that represents like options. And I mean, I guess you could. Six of Cups. But see, they don't really, there's no rhyme or reason. There's no picture to it. Like in stuff like this, you wouldn't know which animation that's from. You wouldn't even know what was going on there unless you knew tarot itself beforehand, the traditional writer. Seven of Cups. Yeah, I can see the options in that too. You know, I mean, that one's okay. Eight of Cups. And then Nine of Cups is, I'm not sure how I get Nine of Cups feelings from that. Because Nine of Cups is like, you're one cup away from like your ultimate goal. And your ultimate fulfillment. Like, you're happy where you're at. Like, you know, nothing else could really come into play. Like, if, you know, 10 was the ultimate goal number, this is 9. So it's one of those where, yeah, I don't know if I get that from there. And then the classic 10 of Cups. That would be ultimate fulfillment. And that's like a sunken ship. So I guess, you know, being that it is what picture she might have been able to use for them, I guess I would have gotten a little more creative. But, you know, I'm saying that as somebody who hasn't developed one of these decks. So I'll go ahead and move all that box stuff away. And I did say we would do some readings. So that was my impression of the deck on the first go. We'll do some readings with it and see how I kind of feel about it. And we'll go from there. I'm a little bit all over the place. I'm a little annoyed at the people outside right now. That's fine, sis. You can catch the rewatch. Anyway, so we'll just go down the list, starting with Aries, going all the way down to Pisces. How's that? Oh, thank you. So let's see how shuffling feels with this. I mean, the shuffles aren't bad. it's that matte, like I said, once again, this is that matte finish on a deck that I tend to not really enjoy because it sticks. And some readers like to shuffle until the deck kind of tells you to stop. It kind of tells you, you know, no more. It'll start clunking up or whatever. Some people really like to shuffle like that. And this one kind of chunks up on its own. The thing with that type of deck is they do break in. It is a Monday. But it does clump up. And some people, you know, in time when you've shuffled it plenty, you'll be able to break that up and kind of give it that, kind of break up some of that resistance on it, you know? Anyway, don't I just look frustrated? Yeah. Anyway, so here we go. So how is everybody here today? I know I'm a little annoyed, but, and I probably shouldn't be reading annoyed, but we'll see what comes up. Okay. Do a few more in there. Alrighty. So let's get just some general information for Aries today. See, and one of the ways that I shuffle, I pull what's called jumpers. And jumpers are when you're shuffling, it's the cards that jump out. That's how I pull all my cards. And as you can see, you can't get jumpers with this deck. It's really difficult. So we're gonna try and see what we can do to pull pull 3 jumpers for the sign of Aries. Just some general information regarding Aries. Let's see. They're so like mad chunky. Oh my gosh. I mean, that would be my only like hiccup with this deck. Okay, so I did get one. There we go. One finally. And it was just one. So for Aries. Okay, there's another one. Cool. So I am able to get jumpers out of it, even though it is kind of chunky right now. And when I say chunky, I mean like it's pulling in chunks. So ended up I'll take both of those cards and see what happens. So for Aries, what's going on with Aries? You have the 5 of Swords. You have the Knight of Swords in reverse. So a lot of sword energy. The Fool in reverse and the Page of Wands. Okay. So, Fool in reverse. So you've got something going on that you're very, very unsure of. And you're not sure how to proceed with it. And you're at this time, you're just kind of like, look, I don't want to stress about it. You're very apprehensive about it, but your outcome to it is you're just going to go forward and do it, you know, do the stride of pride, you know, flick your hair back and go forward with it. You know, this could be if there's a person that you're desiring right now, this would probably mean that, you know, you're not going to stress about it. You're going to come what may. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go ahead and, you know, impress this person with my natural charm. You know, I might not have it all together, but I'm going to keep going forward and, you know, do the things that I need to do. And if this person likes me, they like me. And if they don't, they don't. And, you know, that's a good way to carry yourself through the world. That is a great way to, you know, there's no need to stress about something so much that you're actually hindering your quality of life or the way that you are able to, you know, produce yourself in the world. And if it's a person, if it's a job, if it's a situation, and you're sitting there and you're stressing about it and stressing about it and stressing about it to the point where, you know, it's taking up real estate in your head rent free. And if you come to the outcome of saying, you know what, come what may, I'm going to do this. I'm going to, you know what, I may not be the best fit for it, but I'm going to fake it till I make it. Or I'm going to just try my damnedest. I'm going to impress them. I'm going to wow them. And hey, that's an awesome way to do it. So The other message I can get from that is you're stressing about something too much, and you need to just remember that a person's going to love you because they love you. And that's how they should love you. You shouldn't put on a superficial front for somebody to love you. And you need to just go forward with that mentality, with that headspace of, I'm good enough, and I might not be the best right now, but I can be the best in time. And if a person is your love interest, and you're like, I might not be good enough for them, I might not be, they're not who, I'm not who they want, or anything like that, you'd be surprised. Many times many of the relationships I've ever been in has been somebody thinking they weren't good enough for me. And I was like, why would you even think that? You know, everybody's good enough for somebody. There is somebody out there for everyone, that is willing to form a bond with you. It could be a friendship even. It doesn't have to be romantic. It could be a bond as a friend. It could be any of the above. So to everyone, it's even especially my Aries, because that was your message, go forward being you. Being unapologetically you. And if it's for you, it'll stay. Or it'll stick. Or stay. Either one. If it's not, don't worry about it. Another opportunity is going to come, because that's what the universe does. It brings you opportunity when you're ready for opportunity. When you open yourself up, things come. So, Taurus. If we have Tauruses in the chat, if not, we might have some Tauruses later on that are watching the replay on this. This message is for you. Let's see what we got. Well, that one jumps right out. Two of Swords in the reverse. So, ready to make a decision, huh? What are we making a decision on? All right. The 3 came out with this one, but we'll take it. You're ready to make a decision. I got Ace of Cups, so new relationship, new love, new passion. Page of Wands in the reverse. And Page of Swords. Oh boy. Okay. Okay. The message that jumps out at me is 2 people not in the right frame of mind for a relationship. You guys are going at this from the wrong angles, very juvenilely, very, you did go at it very juvenilely, very rushed, and it didn't work out for you. Or you're not feeling it. You actually feel this is a very juvenile relationship, that you guys are going at this in a very, teenage way. But you're okay with it, and you're enjoying it. You like that youthfulness. Just make good decisions. Make good choices. Because something like this, where you've made the decision to go forward and actually be in the relationship, but you're coming at it in a sense of like, there's apprehension, or there is a sense of, I don't know if I want to be doing this. I don't know if but we're going to do it anyway. Things can get a little muddy at that point. So just be careful and make good choices. If that's what you're deciding to do. I don't tell anybody what to do, but in that sense, I just say make good choices. If something looks funny, acts funny, it is funny. And if it doesn't, then cool. But make sure that even though we go into these juvenile relationships, even though we go into these, things in a sense of, hey, I'm just playing around right now. I don't want anything serious, but I want to make a commitment to somebody. Even when we're doing those, we still have to make good choices. Because you need to make sure both parties are on the same page as that this is not going to be serious. This is not meant to be serious. But even when that happens, we still have it where people will, eventually fall in love with you. It's not as juvenile. It's not as fiery anymore because somebody doesn't like you having that much freedom. They want to be your number one. They want to be the one and only. Sometimes that happens. One party will start feeling that way. And if that happens, it kind of foils the whole reason you guys embarked on that journey together. So, Gemini. It's starting to we've only done 2 signs. I've folded it maybe a couple dozen times, and it's starting to get better with shuffling. A little bit. So, Gemini. It's still a little chunky in the overhand shuffle, but I guess in time that might work out. A little bit. It's starting to break up a little bit. Okay. Gemini, what have we got for you? Okay. Ace of Wands in reverse to the Devil card. And I've got Page of Cups and this 2 of Cups. All right. So for Gemini. What I get from this, I mean, you could be dealing with a Capricorn. So in the zodiac, every zodiac sign has a correlating major tarot card from the major arcana. The Devil card is for Capricorns. So from this, you could be feeling that you're wanting to be in control. You're not in control, but you really want to be in control of a situation or a person that you are very, very interested in. And, you know, feelings are developing, feelings are happening, but you're ready to make a commitment to this person. You might feel like they're the soulmate. I try not to say soulmate, or what is that other, they call them soulmates. They, you know, I don't say soulmate for nothing, especially when it comes to romantic relationships anymore. Twin flame, whatever people want to call it. I hate using those because people get so fixated on that fairy tale idea of, I'm supposed to be with this person. They're my one. They become emotionally attached in a clingy, needy, overwhelming sense most of the time. So I won't say, oh, this is your twin flame. This is your, you know, your soulmate or anything like that, because you can have more than one of those. Your best friend might be your soulmate. Your platonic friendship might be your soulmate. That might be the person that's supposed to walk through this world with you. It's not always romantic. And so what I feel on this one is you're trying to control something or someone because you have such strong feelings. Or let's reverse that. You could be feeling outside of your game because somebody is controlling you. They're controlling your thoughts. Even though I don't have sword energy here, I do have the Devil card, and and the Devil card can represent control. It can represent it can represent a lot of things. It can represent addictions. And that type of energy. Devil energy is very, for lack of better terms, it's that I don't know why I'm doing this, but I can't stop it. That type of energy. It's controlling. It can be manipulative. It doesn't always have to be the negative, but it can be. It's alternative motives, you know, things like that. It's not as genuine as we would like it to be. Devil energy is just very controlling. So if somebody's controlling your mind, your thoughts, your ability to want to, we know nubs, wanting to control you in that aspect, you know, you got to figure out what it is that you're doing to attract something like that, or you got to figure out what it is you're going to do when that stuff comes your way. Plain and simple. And if you're the type of person that gravitates towards those relationships, a lot of us are. A lot of empaths end up with narcissists. And if that's the case for you, you need to figure out how far and how deep into that rabbit hole you really want to go. Because if it's to the point where the worst relationship you'll ever see is an empath and a narcissist, because a narcissist does nothing but take and an empath does nothing but give. So you're going to end up with a dry, depleted person, and one that's ending up talking so much shit about you. Oops, sorry. This is supposed to be, you know, people, you know, children friendly a little bit, but you're going to end up with somebody who has just absorbed you so bad that they know your secrets. They know the way you think. They know what your next move is. So they go and they take their flying monkeys and run around and tell them everything about you, preparing them for the fact that you're going to tell them a story. So even though yours might be the truth, nobody around you is going to accept it, because Mr. Narcissist has told everybody that you're a liar and that they're going to say this and they're going to be like this. They plant the seeds to grow the most venomous plants. And people who are caring and loving towards you don't realize that that's what's going on. And they think, oh, we're good friends and you wouldn't lie to me. And so they start hating on that other person and believing that, even though it may not be true in itself. So my advice to a lot of people is, when someone brings you drama, let them have it. Tell them I'm not signing for that package because it's not mine. And even though we want to be supportive friends, it's easy to fall down some rabbit holes that aren't that great. Just not that great. Cancer. All right, let's see if we have any Cancers in the chat. If not, we might have some Cancers that watch us on the replay. And if we do, this is for you. Also, if the message doesn't jive with your sign, it's not your message today, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. It might be your message next time. We'll see. We will see. But take what works. Take what resonates. Leave the rest. If one of those stories hit and the other one didn't, take what works. Because it's a general reading. It's for everyone. It's not on a specific person. But if something clicks and vibes, you know, maybe it'll help you make a decision. All right, let's see what messages we have for Cancer today. Lots of page energy today. Ooh, we got Temperance, Knight of Coins. All right, Ace of Swords. Okay. I've got Page of Wands, Knight of Coins, the Temperance card, and the Ace of Swords. So you got something going on. You're going for, and because of the coins, I want to say this is probably a work project, job, a new endeavor, something that will be bringing in money, something that will be bringing in a income of some sort, whether that's money or, you know, an investment, something like that. You're going forward with it. You might not know too much about it. You might not know too much about the details, but you're in that Page of Wands energy of like, I just want to do it. It looks good. It's going to empower me. I want to do it. You got that Knight of Coins energy, meaning you got that drive to do it. Like you're doing right here. It's telling me you're doing it. Temperance card. It wants you to make good decisions. You know, take a step back, even though you feel that this is, you know, yes, I'm going to do this. I'm heading into it. I've already jumped in. The Temperance card wants you to balance yourself out a little bit. Weigh the pros and cons before making the ultimate decision, before going forward. It wants you to come up with the practicality for you. It wants you to make the best choice. You're in line for that, but it really wants you to focus. You know, right now you're so speedy and you want to do it because it's like when someone presents to you. Remember pyramid schemes? When people tell you like, okay, so if you sign up for this, you can be riding a train in Rome and making money from the people underneath of you and blah, blah, blah. And don't you want to be the person riding a train in Rome and blah, and it gets you all fired up. And you decide, oh, yes, I want to be that person. So I'm going to sign my name on the dotted line, forgetting I have to buy an introductory package of $20,000 or whatever it is. And I've signed myself up for some hardcore stuff that I need to realize how to work business in order to make a turnaround on that. And you might not be the person who knows how to do that. So was that $20,000 investment good for you? It might have worked for other people, the one in 50,000 or whatever that have signed up for this. But is it going to work for you? Are you the type of person that can do that, can handle that, can actually take that new endeavor and bring it into something that is fruitious for you? Can you do that? Are you the type of person, or do you need somebody that can guide you through that? It's telling you to take the time to realize the steps it's going to take for you to manifest that end goal. And it really wants you to stick to your thought process on this. It wants you to have whatever you come up with. If you decide this isn't for me, that's probably true. Okay, if you decide right now, I know you're hot and you're ready to do it, but if you decide that's probably not going to work for me, or you have that apprehension, and if you have that apprehension, really think about where that apprehension is coming from. Because if you decide like, man, I don't know, it sounds great, it sounds awesome, but I don't know, then go with, it sounds great, but I don't know. So I don't know being your answer. And if you're apprehensive about money or huge investments or a job or anything like that, it's probably going to be one of those situations that doesn't pan out well. You know, you end up, starts good and then it just doesn't work out. All right, Cancer. So that's the messages I have for you. We're heading on down to Leo. I think them noisy people outside are done, but knock on wood. Hopefully they are, but we'll see. Because that was loud for a few minutes there. Very distracting. Leo. So, any Leos out there? I used to be married to a Leo. Yeah. I was also married to a Scorpio. And if you've been married to a Scorpio, especially a Scorpio male that's unevolved, you know, you have my prayer. But Scorpios are awesome. I love Scorpio women. Scorpio women are amazing. But Scorpio men that are unevolved, because Scorpios are the only astrological sign that can evolve. Okay, for those that don't know, they're the only ones that truly evolve as per their sign, what their sign indicates. They can start off as a horrible person and become amazing at the end. That's why we say an evolved Scorpio or an unevolved Scorpio. Unevolved Scorpios are really set in their emotion and very, very set in their emotion. And so in the beginning, and their intuition is peaking and they're trying to learn everything about themselves. So when Scorpio has decided like, oh, okay, I'm going to accept who I am. I'm going to utilize what I've got and understand that this is a part of me. They become some pretty awesome people to be around. So let's see what messages we have for Leo, since we went on a tangent about Scorpio for a minute. Six of Wands in the reverse. Oh. Speaking of Scorpio, huh? We'll keep those, which I think is funny. See, this happens to me a lot. I'll start talking about a sign, and it's because I'll end up pulling their card. The Death card is the Scorpio card. So, and this is a Leo reading, but I have the Six of Wands in reverse, the Death card, the Five of Cups in reverse, and the Page of Swords in reverse. Good Lord, everything here is in reverse. Reversals aren't always bad, but I will tell you this much. This is someone whose energy is just not all in the place that it wants to be. And no energy, nothing's going towards anything. You're just kind of letting things, what should have ended in your life isn't ended yet. And it's really depleting you. You're not feeling that you have options. You're not feeling that you have any drive for this any longer. You're in a really hardcore situation, whether it's, you know, whatever it may be. This could be a job endeavor. This could be a relationship. This could be anything. Anything that is in particular that you're just like, I'm hitting a brick wall with this. You know, at least with the Death card, that represents, in its upright, it represents change. But in the reverse, nothing's changing. You know, it's, and you have no tenacity to want to like it's really just like the vibe I got just kind of brought me down on this one, because this person is just like, if I was getting this from somebody, I would ask them how they felt about their life, to be honest with you. So there is a Leo out there that has a situation so bad that it's making them want to give up. Like that's and then like the vibe I got off of this is this person is just kind of, they're at the end of their rope, because they're just not, there's nothing there, or they feel as though there's nothing there for them in this situation or anything. A Justice in reverse. I'm pulling more cards because I don't like the feeling of this particular reading. Yeah, this person is just, if this is hitting, I've got justice, I've got three major arcanas in here. I've got Justice, Judgment. If someone's out there that has gone through a court case and it was unfair, but nothing, like you feel like you can't do anything about it, like that's one story. But if someone is just really feeling like nothing's going to change, nothing's going to, this situation, whatever it was, isn't going to have a positive, it can't flip. You think that, and that couldn't be further from the truth. So we're going to have a quick little conversation with our dear Leo right here. And this could be, doesn't have to be your sun sign. This could be your moon, rising. You could have Leo in your chart. This applies to you. Your Venus sign could be in Leo. If you are having a hard time valuing your life right now, I will say the cliche thing of we've all been there. We've all had that moment where we felt that we were at the bottom of the barrel. We were at rock bottom, whatever you want to call it. We've all been there. A lot of you know my story where I went through a really hard divorce and I lost everything. I had the clothes on my back, and I had my kids though, but I lost everything. I went from a beautiful home and a beautiful life to going to work that day and then coming home to nothing. And it's hard. Okay, when you feel that everything is just falling apart, everything did fall apart, you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel, just know that if you keep walking, eventually you'll get halfway. And when you hit halfway through a tunnel, halfway through anything, the rest of the journey is on the way out. Okay? You might not see the light yet, but it is there. It's always there. And sometimes our vision is clouded. Sometimes it hurts too much. Sometimes life sucks that bad. It really does. I know. I've been there. I've been suicidal before. I've attempted suicide before. I know. But I want to tell you, and my story isn't everybody's story. Nobody's story is the same. God gave us the ability, or the higher power of the universe gave us the ability to have free will. So therefore, all of our stories are different. But I want you to know that all you have to do is tell one person you feel that way. And I promise you, they will find something in you, something in this world that makes sense enough for you to hold on for one more day, one more try. And as long as you're doing that every day, you will find your way out. Nobody should have to feel this low, but I understand that it does happen. And there's a lot of people out there that will be there for you. Even if a million people told you that nobody wants you, nobody likes you. You know how many people are on this planet? Over 7 billion. So the 1 million people telling you no, there's so many more people that are willing to tell you yes. So don't stay in the circle with people that are telling you no, that are telling you the negative. They are not feeding you what you need for your soul to ascend, to survive. Sometimes we go through dark night of the soul where everything falls apart so that everything can fall together. It's a matter of choices. It's a choice game. So I've lost my job. I've lost my kids. I've lost this. I've lost everything. No, you haven't. Because as long as you have air in your lungs, you have the tool and the key to breathe another day, to breathe another minute. So if you're still on this planet, God ain't called your number yet. And it ain't your place to take yourself away from here because we're not through with you yet. We want to show you life is worth living. We want to show you that good things are coming, that things you are capable. And whatever that, it might be your significant other, you might think this person is my world, my soul, and they left you, or your boyfriend, or that job that you had, or anything, whatever it is that was taken from you, and you feel it was taken from you, and you got the shit end of the stick, whatever that may be, you need to realize that on this planet, you are you. You are not two people. You are not three people. Even with our kids, we've been gifted them to raise them into people that will flourish in this world. But we tend to think because they've come of us that they are ours, that they're our like intellectual property almost. And in some ways, yeah, that's okay. But the big purpose of raising children was to raise them into thriving people so that they too can have a life worth living. And then when they have children, same and same and same. And when we lose our children in court battles, things like that, or we lose custody or lose time, just know that there is always an opportunity to gain everything back. Do the work. I know it sucks. I know it seems endless, and I know it seems hard. Do the work. Find one cheerleader that can be there for you. It only takes a spark to start a flame. So find one. Then, if you need more, find more. Because they're always out there. Someone's always willing to be your friend. If I just told my friends this the other night, there's a lot of people out there that wonder why people don't really want to hang out with them. Well, if you're not being likable, you're not going to be liked. That kind of goes without saying, right? But find someone that's going to hear you. Because I promise you, I've picked up my phone at 3 a.m. many, many, many times. 3, 4, 5, whatever time of the night it is, because somebody was needing me. And I don't say like they just wanted to say, hey, what's up? It was, I'm ready to take my life, or I'm ready to do whatever the case may be. I need you. And I've gotten in my car, drove them to a 24-hour diner and just sat with them. Got them away from my settings, their settings, everything, and just sat with them and said, you know what, we don't have to say a single word to one another, but if you want to say something, I'm here to hear you out. And we're just going to sip coffee or water until you feel like talking, or you feel like, or telling me what you feel like doing. And I've sat in diners till 3, 4, 5 a.m. before that person finally said, I don't know if I needed just that. I just needed to know somebody was there that cared, or if I needed the silence, or if I needed the person to keep me from doing what I wanted to do. Because if we're in a diner, you can't really do something bad, right? To yourself. And they sat there and said that was the most liberating thing. We don't have to talk. Sometimes people don't want to hear the words. They just want to feel your energy. They want to feel somebody that cares. They just want to be in your space. And be that for somebody. It costs nothing to do that. Whether it's over the phone, whether it's in person, be there for your fellow man. The world is especially right now, it's a really hard place. So we don't want to see people go, and we tend to mourn people after they've passed, but we didn't do anything while they were there on the planet going through all these struggles. And sometimes we don't know they're struggling. Check in on your friends. The ones that smile the hardest are usually the ones that are crying the loudest. So check in on your friends. Check in on your friends, especially around the holidays. The almighty S rates go way up during the holidays because finances, family, whatever the case may be, check on your friends. And to my beloved Leo that's having the hard time, if you can't find somebody, my personal email will be in the description box below. You can email me and we'll talk. Virgo. I know I live with a Virgo, but are there any other Virgos out there? So, Virgo, this message is for you on this wonderful end of November season. I've been wanting to do more readings daily, just to give people a daily vibe check. But it's been difficult because of working and other people's scheduled lives and stuff like that. I guess I need to worry more about my own channel than everybody else's, but it's not in me to do that. So, I kind of want to do something during the week, but like I said, my work schedule is kind of, I gotta find something that works. We'll see. We'll see how the time goes, or in time how it goes. It might just pop up on its own. What? Virgo's having issues with... Oh, you're not anymore. Okay, cool. Hold on. I'll get with you. You're not seeing the cards. I am. There's good things coming for the Virgo. That's good. I like seeing that. And I'll explain to you in a minute. Let me just pull up another card or two. This deck is so chunky to shuffle that pulling these jumpers isn't easy. I don't want to pull out like 5 at once. And come on, one more for Virgo. Ooh, okay, gave you 2 more. That's fine. Okay, so I have the 9 of Swords in reverse to the 10 of Coins. Financial worries. That's all that can say. There's no other way to look at it. Anybody else will tell you the same thing. You're no longer worried about your finances anymore. So what you were worried about, that you were having a hard time with, that was like something you were really festering on and really losing sleep over, was the finances. And 10 of Coins meaning that you're either going to come into or have came into some pretty awesome financial security or grounding energy. So something, because coins, pentacles, they're all physical things, tangible things. So whatever that is, something that you needed, whether it was money, the job, the car, something tangible, the home, whatever the case may be, you got it, and you're no longer sitting up at night wondering if you're going to get it. That's coming up. If it hasn't happened yet, it might be coming. And if it hasn't happened for you, this might not be your story. So I also have 9 of Wands. I also have 4 of Wands in reverse. Okay, what? This could also be the Virgo that had a really good opportunity and squandered it, and now they don't know what to do. Or you have the ability for financial security and you're not using it to your greatest advantage. So, point being, if you're a door dasher and you're only signing up for hours that are good for you, not good for door dashing in your area, you're not using it to your greatest good. You're not going to maximize on that income source, Instacart, anything like that. If you're investing money and you're only investing in the things that are safe, the things that are cheaper but safe, are you going to flourish in that? No, you're not. You're going to do very slowly, and it's not going to have the turnaround, especially if you're relying on that income. And, if you're of the type of person, let's say you sell cars and you're only selling cars on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday and not coming in on weekends when people are coming in to buy and purchase cars because they're not at work. I don't want to work weekends. I don't want to do that. Well, my father sold cars for 35 years on a car lot that he managed for that equal amount of time. And I'm going to tell you right now, we never had weekends off with my dad, because those were the days that people bought cars. So yeah, if you're not maximizing on that, if you're a YouTuber and you're monetized and you're not putting out content and you're not engaging with your subscriber base, then you're not going to have the turnaround you're looking for. So what good is it of being monetized unless that was just your end goal and that's all you wanted? But the purpose of being monetized was to generate the revenue, right? Okay, otherwise you wouldn't even apply for the AdSense. So if you have a channel that's monetized, and you're not putting out content, and you're like, well, you know, I'm going to complain about it. I'm going to complain that, you know, people don't watch my stuff or anything like that, but you're not really focusing on your channel. You're not really focusing on the potential, then it won't come into fruition for you. So you have it, you have the ability to end that stress and burden. You just got to use it properly. You know, and honestly, don't spend money you don't have, point blank. But invest properly, learn about the prospects of something, and if you have that option to make money on anything, like I said, if it's DoorDash, Instacart, any type of, you know, financial endeavor, and you're not using it to your max, then you're probably missing out on income. You're missing out on revenue, and you're in that sense of, you know, feeling depleted and feeling stressed, but yet the universe has lined you up with things. You're just not using it to your fullest potential. And a lot of people don't realize how bad and dirty of a word potential really is. Potential literally means you're good enough for something, you can do something, and you choose not to. Think about it. Think about the word potential. You can do it, but you're not. It's in your, you have the potential to be this. Because you have all the prerequisites, you have all the abilities, but you're just not doing it. So is potential a good word? If somebody says you have potential, you smack them and be like, no, I'm the one who's doing it. It's not potential. It's, you know, that's my path, my path right now. So yeah, whatever you have going on financially, whatever, it doesn't even have to be financially. It's anything tangible. You know, something you could have wanted, you know, that ended up being not as good of a investment to you, and now it's causing you stress because you didn't do the footwork. You know, that's pretty easy. If you're in a relationship and, you know, yeah, it was amazing and I got with this person and they're everything I wanted, but, you know, it's fallen apart now. Are you being the person that you came into the relationship being? Or are you in that realm of, well, I already have her, so I'm not trying anymore. I already have him, so I'm not trying anymore. I'm not doing my hair and makeup. I'm not, you know, if that's what you were doing when you got into the relationship, and that's what attracted him, and you're no longer doing it, then he's probably wondering, you know, is she depressed? Is she not feeling great? Because she's not doing all these things that she normally did. And in some places that's okay. Some partners are like, no, that's fine. I take you in a burlap sack if that's the way you come. But there are a lot of people that like having their eye candy, like having somebody who sticks to the things that they were a part of. And it doesn't even have to be physical things. It could be, you know, you used to be really involved in this and you no longer are. You don't have that drive anymore. You don't have that, you know, finesse that you used to have to, and it's causing friction. So if that applies to you, think about it. Think about those messages, because there's a lot going on there, a lot of potential in that reading for Virgo. And, you know, if things aren't as good as they used to be, make them better. Figure out where you were when that endeavor person thing came into your life, and the ambition that you had and the purpose and reason you had for it, and figure out, you know, are you that same person that when that came into play, you know, are you that same person who had that same drive and desire? And if not, that might be hindering your success a little bit. That's a sabotager, right? A lot of people sabotage their own success and complain about it later. But those are the messages I have for Virgo. Libra. Libra, Libra, Libra. What's going on with our Libras? I have a daughter that's a Libra. She's just like me. I love her. I do. But she's like me now, not me at her age. And she drives me crazy, but she's also like, you know, partially my best friend. So both my daughters are, actually. I have some pretty cool kids, I gotta admit that. Drive me crazy, but they're pretty cool. I'm gonna take that one because that came out. Da-da-da. Did someone go through a breakup? It kind of looks like it with the Lovers card and the 5 of Coins in reverse. Or somebody fell out of love, maybe? It's not the same. Didn't I just talk about that? So things aren't as fair and balanced, or maybe they are balancing out and you're just not as involved anymore. But you also have the Judgment in reverse. This could also be somebody who that they feel, or they've made a decision and now they feel it might not have been the best decision. That's a huge possibility with this one. So with Justice being at the center, this is the way it was supposed to be, but you're just not cool with it. This person could have left you because finances were not where they should have been. There wasn't a cohesion in the group anymore between the two. And somebody made a judgment call on that they just really didn't like. And that's unfortunate, you know? Something you're passionate about doesn't have to be a relationship. It could be just something you were passionate about. Some people losing jobs, that could be where their Lover's card comes out. I love my job. I've worked so hard for it. And the company went under. You know, that can be a tough one. But yeah, that one came out pretty simple and precise. Something you were passionate about, business-wise, money-wise, love-wise, that tangible essence just didn't stick. And you decided to move onward, but now you're in a stage of regretting it. You guys, should we pull one more card to see what happens there? Now that you're regretting it, are you going to do something about it? The Fool card. So you're going forward. You didn't like it. You didn't like what happened, but you are willing to go forward. You are willing to, you know what, I got new opportunity. I'm going to go onward and see what happens. Nothing wrong with that either. Very simple, very to the point, but I think that's the message that needed to come through for Libra. Scorpio. Is Channy still in the chat?
I don't see her.
She went to kick off on me. Because she's a Scorpio. I know one Scorpio. Any other Scorpios in here? We just came out of Scorpio. Are we still in Scorpio season? I think so. Oh, there she is. Got to roll up her curtains. Is that what she's doing? She's been having some spiritual activity going on. It's not spiritual, spirit activity going on in her house. She now has to roll her curtains up when she's not in certain rooms. All right, Scorpios, let's see what we got coming forward for you. Is my kitten having a fit over there? Fine. That all wanted to come out, so we'll go with it. All right. Knight of Wands in the reverse. So you're making more conscious effort to do things that are good for you. You're not, the only problem is you're like, is this, you're wondering if this is really what you want. This one I see right away as being, because I also have the Knight of Wands with the 10 of Cups on top of it. Are you finally in a place, Scorpio, that you're making good decisions on love and making good decisions with your emotions? Are you letting all of the bad people of the past that you've been with finally go? Are you letting them go? Are you letting them not take up residence in your space, in your mind? Because not everybody who was a bad person in the past liked the person you're with. You know, are you finally letting those things go? Are you finally seeing that there's better opportunity for you out there? Are you finally like I said, just letting go. Because Scorpios don't let go of nothing. They tend to sit and fester. They tend to sit there and go, it's known that if you do a Scorpio wrong, don't try to come back, because they will never let that grudge go. And if they finally do let it go, it's not because they're letting it go for you. It is because they're letting it go for themselves so that they can move onward, which is what I'm getting from here. So whatever Scorpio has just done that recently, good on you. I will say that. Like I said, I was married to a Scorpio, and he was the king of holding grudges. He really was. So if he's actually letting go of some stuff, that's awesome. But it's right now, you're either in the space to do it, or you are doing it, or you have done it. So with that 10 of Cups in reverse to the King of Wands in reverse, normally I would say 10 of Cups in reverse is like, oh my gosh, you were almost at your happiness, but it's not there yet. Or you're the complete opposite of a 10 of Cups and you're a basket case and you're not eating and not sleep. But I'm not getting that from this. What I'm getting is, because there was a judgment made with this Knight of Wands action, I'm sensing you've made a call to be like, you know what, fine. And that's what you did. And you're like, all that stuff from the past, all that stuff from, that I've been holding on to because somebody told me I wasn't good enough. Somebody had made me feel a certain way for so long. And now I'm seeing that all that stuff was bogus and not true. That's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm getting from this, is that you are finally in a place where you can go bye to all that bad past residual energy. And if that's the case for you, Scorpio, that's amazing. And that's what we should all be striving to do. Alrighty. So I think that message came across pretty clear. So we'll go ahead and move on down to Sagittarius.
Marianne said we are out of Scorpio season into Sagittarius.
Yeah, it is Sagittarius. I just thought of that when I said it. I was like, no, we're in Sagittarius season already. My month has blown by so fast that I was like, wait a minute. No, we're not. We're not in we're in Sagittarius season already. Dang. Can you believe the end of the year is already coming up? Right? All right. So Saggies, this is your season and this is for you. So any Sagittarius in the chat? If not, there's probably going to be one later. What's going on with Saggy where your cards are just exploding? All right. Page of Cups. With the Magician, to the 8 of Coins in reverse, and the 7 of Cups in reverse. Okay. So, the Magician card with the Page of Cups. The Magician card, I love the Magician normally. In the upright, I adore him. In the reverse, he can go away. But in the upright, the Magician card the Magician tends to be somebody who creates and controls and manifests. He makes things happen. And you're doing this without you're letting go of like with the Page of Cups in reverse, you're letting go of like, I'm not going to focus on like minor emotions. I'm not going to wear my emotions anymore. I'm not going to go into things, with that, like, come what may, and let those controlling emotions control me and things like that. Like, essentially, like when you come into when you're younger and you get into like your first little relationship when you're like 6 or whatever, when you're in school and you think like, oh, he's cute, I want him, he sent me like a little love note or whatever, those very juvenile kind of emotional type feelings or something like that. Or when you go into something and you're like, this is going to be so cool. I need this. This is awesome. And like, it's not exactly what you're making it out to be. This person is really coming into control of that. They're like, oh no, I'm controlling that. I'm putting that out. I'm putting that where it needs to be. I'm not going into anything any further feeling like that. I'm going to be more confident. I'm going to understand things. I'm going to make wiser decisions. I'm going to come into my own skin. I'm going to control my own game this time. That's what the magician does. He's in control of all the elements. He's in control of all of the abilities. He realizes, like, this is the person that doesn't live by the word potential. This is the person that actually sits there and goes, oh no, it's not potential. I'm making it happen. So the natural manifester. 8 of coins in reverse. So even though that's who you are being right now, are you doing it to your greatest advantage? You might not be seeing things manifest for you properly. Even though you're in that control space, I think we're at this point where you're questioning, am I the person, should I be doing what I'm doing? In other words, tripping up on my words a little bit because I was trying to come up with the right way to say it. But, you know, you might sit there and be wondering, like, you know, oh, did I make the right choice? Is this the best option for me? I'm not seeing things. I'm not seeing it happen. Have some patience, okay? Because when we first come into that ability to manifest and control, or to take control of a situation, or to put things out there, you have to realize, and I know Amora's in the chat, and she can tell you this, if you look at it from the aspect of manifestation in the sense of what people can do with craft, dare I say witchcraft or spell work or anything like that, the big thing is when you cast something, you have to let it go. You cannot romanticize on it. You have to literally sit there and pretend and let it go. Get it out of your head space. Don't romanticize on it. You can't sit there and go, but I did this. I did this. I did this. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. You can't do that. You have to let the universe do what it needs to do in its perfect timing, in its system. So even though you are manifesting, even though you are capable, even though you are able, you're putting things out there and you're expecting instant gratification, and that doesn't always happen. Very seldomly does it. So have some patience with yourself. Have a Coke and a smile or something. Go for a walk. Go do things. Get your mind off of it. Get your mind off of the fact that, you are putting things into motion and they're not happening quickly, but they are happening. The universe is ever moving and energy is always flowing. So just kick back a little bit. Okay? Let things do what they need to do. If you push something and press it too far and too fast, you're not going to get the outcome you wanted because you're manipulating it at this point. But, it is difficult. It is difficult when you're manifesting, even with law of attraction, to put things out there saying, okay, I want that $1 million. I want that $1 million. I'm sending it out there. And, of course, you're not going to get $1 million overnight. It's not going to happen. It can for some when they do the little scratchy lotto things or something. They can become millionaires overnight, but you got to play the lotto. So, you got to have patience. And it's not saying you're not going to win the lotto. It's saying keep playing until you do, things like that. So going to work every day, we have to wait for our check, right? At the end of the week, end of the month, whatever the case may be. And if we're not doing that, if we're sitting there going, well, I worked today, so I want to be paid today, you're going to end up losing your job, yelling at HR over a paycheck for today, You got to have patience. You got to let things flow out the way they need to, okay? All right. So, Capricorn. Any Capricorns in the chat today? Your season's coming up too. Next month. End of this month. See, one of my least favorite things is when the full moon is in Capricorn. Last time that happened, that made all kinds of things go crazy for me. But, even though it's crazy, there's still purpose and reason in it. And the ride may not always be fun. The journey may not always be easy. But when you turn around and you can look at it and go, I remember that. That's, the lessons are always there. Okay, I guess we'll take those. And that one was on its side, so we'll leave it like that. Okay, Capricorn, you're in the process of easing burdens. Okay, you're in the process of, you're coming out of a time period where finances were somewhat of an issue, and you're coming into relieving burdens, having the ability to do so, but you need to select what it is you're doing. Okay? You need to select, you need to make a choice. You need to stop waiting for all these opportunities. You need to, I know Capricorn, we're stubborn, and, you know, we tend to sit there and go, no, 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 I'm being strategic. Sometimes that strategic mentality can be, you know, the death of us, you know, where we're like, no, it needs to be this way. I know what I'm doing, blah, blah, blah. You know, you need to come out of that, like, because you got the Hermit card here. You need to come out of that, like, I'm just going to sit here and wait for the magic opportunity to come. And I know, and blah, blah, blah. You know what? You need to knock that off, whatever situation you got going on, because you're going to, it's a determiner if you're going to continue carrying your burdens or getting rid of them, because it's on its side. So you, right now, you, you have the opportunity to flip this card either way, and you need to act on it. You need to stop waiting and look at what the cards you have in front of you. I could sit here all day and go, I'm going to wait for this card and this. No, I don't. Why? You know, because this card in this reading, if I add that card, you know, it'll mean this and it'll be positive. Well, these are the cards you have. This is what you get. You don't get to wait and see. You know, you need to make the choices you need to make now. And that's what I'm getting from this is you really need to realize that, you know, you're going to run out of opportunities. You're going to run out of abilities if you don't take action. Okay. And that's really what you need to be focusing on. You need to stop doing the wait and looky-loo, and focus on what you do have, what your abilities you do have, what's in your pocketbook right now. In other words, what's in your magic hat right now. That's what you need to be doing. You need to be focusing on that instead of waiting for additional to come in, because right now you've got needs, and if you're not meeting those needs right now, you're going to end up in more debt. You're going to end up in more whatever. You're going to be adding more into that pile, which is more that you have to take care of once you've made that final decision. So it's like bills. If we wait, I'm going to pay my bills when I get this big, huge check in. When's the check coming in? I don't know. They said 3 to 6 weeks. Well, this is due tomorrow. Well, it's okay. But I'm going to be able to pay it when it comes in. But then you got this bill and this bill and this bill and this bill that's also needing to be paid. So do you have enough money for all those when that big check comes in? No. It swallowed up the check, and now I have to do this again, where next month I got to wait for this bill and this bill and this bill to stack up because I'm waiting on another check, living paycheck to paycheck. Don't we all know how that feels? So right now it's take care of things as they're coming. Handle things now. Right? And it's difficult for a Capricorn to do. Me even saying this goes against my own logic right now, because I hate when I have to make a decision that I'm not ready for. Or if I think I have a better handle on it and things like that. And if I have to make what I would consider a premature decision, it grinds me. But sometimes it is necessary. Okay, so Capricorn, hopefully that message helps with some direction for you. And if not, there might be another one coming soon that actually helps you out a little bit more. If that didn't resonate with you, wasn't your message. All right. So Aquarius. Any Aquarius out there? My mom's an Aquarius. She drives me crazy too. Anybody else Aquarius? Anybody else? Anybody else new? Let's see what we got. I'm going to have to figure out the angles for this tripod next time. I think the camera's a little high. That's too many cards. I need messages for Aquarius, but I just need 3 cards. Give me 3. I'm keeping it simple today. Did you give me exactly 3 cards? No, it gave me 2. No, it did. It did give me 3 cards. I'll be darned. Ooh. Sorry. If there is an Aquarius out there, I'm sorry for that reaction. But I got the Devil card to the 3 of Swords. The Devil card fell on the floor. But I got the Devil. I tried to pick it up and it fell out of my hand. There we go. That's what I have my personal assistant. The Devil card to the 3 of Swords, and then I have the Ace of Wands in reverse. So this is yet an Aquarius. You're also feeling, okay, 3 of Swords, that's heartbreak. I mean, this is the way it's always traditionally done in every tarot I've seen, is there's the heart, the 3 swords, the break, the person crying, whatever the case may be. And right now you're going through some heartbreak that's really, really good. Something's breaking your heart. It might be a person, might be something else. Might be a situation, whatever the case may be. You're really fixed on the heartache of something. You are really controlled by the thoughts and emotion and feels, that something isn't right in your world. It's really destroying you emotionally. It's anxiety. A lot of anxiety comes out of this card, along with the 9 of Swords, but a lot of anxiety, a lot of heartbreak. And you're not seeing there's no movement. Ace of Wands in reverse. There is I feel like nothing will ever happen again. And you know what, Aquarius, we just went through this with a previous sign where we're getting, and I really want to say holidays bring out these emotions the most, where it's, I need this in my life, this person, this whatever. I need family in my life. I'm so heartbroken. Thanksgiving is coming up, Christmas is coming up, and I'm not talking to this person. I'm not doing this. And I don't see anything coming from it. I'm going to be stuck in this energy. And to that I say, let's pull a few cards to see, because it looks like you need a little bit more advice than that. Like you're really stuck in what you've got going on there. And I had a previous sign that was the same way. Yeah, the Chariot in reverse. You're honestly not making the effort to fix it, is what I'm getting. Fool in reverse. There's no forward movement. You are not going to go. You're blocking yourself. You're saying, I'm not going to move forward from this. That's what I very much get. Like this is somebody who is very stubborn. This is such stubborn energy right here, that you've made that decision that you're not. And the other message I could be getting from this is that the person that was controlling you and trying to destroy you, you've put a stop to it. That could be the other message too. But what I'm really feeling from this one is like, you've halted everything. And if it's the one version of it where it's like, you don't want to go forward anymore because you're that heartbroken, you need to snap out of that. There's nothing from there that's going to do you any justice. But if you're the person that has decided that the things controlling you, that the things controlling your heart, the things that made you feel horrible, you are no longer giving precedence to, bravo to you. And if that's your story, you've come an amazing leap and bound in your life to be able to have that kind of energy. And that kind of energy, especially for an Aquarius who is a very mental, it's air energy, so it's everything, it's thought-based. And if you've come that far as to where you've made up your mind and you've controlled yourself that strongly, then bravo to you. Because that's where we all want to be, is to let go of the things that do not give us what we need to go forward, that want to keep us stuck in fixed energy. So, babe, can you pick those up? So that's good. Our last sign is the amazing Pisces. And Pisces, I always get told that they're the emotional sign, but There's a reason for that. They're the end of the zodiac. They got to deal with all the other signs, energies. So they got it all. Poor things. So any Pisces in there? Any Pisces in the chat? No? Alrighty. Let's see what messages we have for Pisces. Two of Coins. So you're balancing some stuff. What are you balancing? You're balancing some Seven of Wands energy right there. Huh. In reverse, though. You got a lot going on. You got a brand new relationship going on. Ace of Cups to the Two of Cups, but like I said, you feel like you found the one. But it's like you're like, am I ready for this? Because I think you want to, Pisces, I think you're heading into a territory. If it's not a person, situation, job, anything, think of it like that. Doesn't always have to be a person, doesn't have to be a romantic interest, but you've got something you're very passionate about. It's new. And it's jiving, it's vibing, it's feeling like you have come into your place with this. But I'm getting that energy of like, this is, it's everything you want, it's everything you need, but it's, am I good enough? Can I do this? That type of energy. So that's what I'm getting from this. And, I kind of want to pull another card just to kind of see, like, show me the outcome for Pisces. Okay, so Devil in reverse. So, yeah, this is liberating. This is, okay, don't have the apprehension because this is definitely liberating. This is going to get rid of some of that past residual energy once again to make you, whatever you got going on. Like, it doesn't have to be a lover, but it's just something you're passionate about. It can be, if you're coming out of a bad relationship, you have found a hobby that just you jive with. It's perfect. It's this new endeavor that I really, I'm going to do this. This is going to be fulfilling for my life. This is my soul power right here. Go for it. This is perfect. Go for it. It is, you are on the path for where you need to be. And releasing that devil energy is liberating to you. It's getting you all out of that, feeling of something having possession over you, having, you having this need for something. It gets you out of that energy. And that's awesome. This is really good because I know a Pisces that's been having a hard time lately. And to see this, like, hopefully she sees this later. I don't know if this is her message or not, but I mean, it could be one of those things where it hasn't happened yet, but it's coming. And it's amazing for you. It is going to be liberating. It is going to get all that yucky off of you. It is going to make you are so strong in this new amazing thing that has come into your life that you no longer have to worry about stuff. It's just you're just trying to find that balance. You're just like, I want to do it right. I want to do it the way it deserves, the way I deserve. And this is good energy. This is amazing energy, actually. And you're feeling really good right now. Or you're going to be feeling really good. And that's awesome. I love seeing that. So Pisces, you got some amazing things coming. If it hasn't happened yet, it's coming. So, alrighty. So those are the messages that Spirit has brought forward for all of you. And hopefully some of those helped out. Like I said, if it hasn't, if one of those messages didn't stick for your sign, that's okay. There'll be more readings. And please make sure you're paying attention to your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs. If you're looking to have a love reading or something like that, pay attention to where your Venus sign is. And that'll help, with where romance is coming and going in your life. As for the Villains Tarot deck, the Minerva Villains Tarot deck, I didn't have a problem reading with it. Maybe with a couple of cards because they didn't stand out the way that intuitively I would have picked up on, but I knew the card meaning, so it helped. This is not a deck that I would, like I said, if you're a seasoned Disney lover, then it's easy for you. You'll pick it up. But if you're not, this might be complicated. I can see that. But you'd have to read the guidebook, and if it still doesn't stick for you, then it's not going to stick for you. I don't know how often I'll read with it, but it is cool. It is cute. The artwork is adorable. It's not so much like the Labyrinth Tarot, which I still have to do the unboxing and review of, but I've seen other people's, and dang, I waited my whole life for that tarot deck. And I think I wish that more of the Brian Froud artwork was used. Like that style was used for that deck, because it's similar to this in that kind of cartoony-ish RPG almost looking type of art. I don't have a problem with it. I still think it's beautiful. But I think a part of me, that being such a huge fan of that movie, really wanted to see more of that Brian Froud style art that was the concept art and the art used for the film. So that it would have really illuminated it. Maybe having some foil working on the cards would have done more for me. But, hey, I didn't develop the deck, and I could have. I could have done what that artist did and putting in her time and stuff, and I didn't. She did. Pardon me. So we will have to respect the fact that that's the way that her art came out. And that's the choices she made for the deck. I still love it. I still think it's beautiful. I'm still really proud to own it. But like I said, there's always going to be pros and cons with every deck. Just, like with video games, people who do video games, you find the pros and cons on every game, right? There you go. And yeah, so I think this deck probably runs like $24, something like the ballpark, somewhere in there. I know Amazon has it, Boxed Lunch has it. If you're familiar with that store, they have it as well. Always be looking out for coupons and stuff. Save you a few extra bucks when you can on something like this. Get these decks cheaper, and that's what makes them nicer to have, is when they cost less, right? Other than that, I don't really have too much more to say about it. And I can tell that it's going to shuffle better in time. It's a good weight, good size, the traditional size and everything. It does have that mattified finish to it that does make the deck kind of chunk up if you're doing, in the traditional casino shuffle, it was beautiful, but anything overhand was kind of chunky. But I think that'll kind of wear down in time. I'm pretty sure it will. Some people complained that it wasn't as vibrant. The colors weren't as vibrant. I think they're fine, to be honest with you. The artwork is very beautiful and all that. So if you're a Disney fan, I'm going to go ahead and give the thumbs up. Go ahead and pick this up for yourself. It might be worth it to you. This might be your top deck, So to everybody who came to the reading today, thank you so very much. Please make sure to hit that like button. Please make sure to subscribe if you haven't, and share me out to your friends, family, and the neighbor next door, because I could always use a few extra people to join me in my readings. The tea for today was from McDonald's, just so we know, because it's tarot and tea. I always drink tea when I'm doing readings. So, and it was in my villain's cup. You see my villain's cup? It's like rainbowy. Ooh. But once again, thank you guys so very much. I appreciate you all staying with me during all the noise complications and everything else. I do plan on doing more readings more frequently. It's just, like I said, work schedules, working with Fluffy's schedule, my own personal schedule, my kids, things like that. It's making it a little bit more difficult to find a cohesive constant. And these readings kind of go from anywhere from an hour to an hour and a half to whatever. Sometimes they're 45 minutes. Sometimes they're not very long at all. But we'll kind of see where things go. I know people have a lot more fun with the Tarot After Dark stuff, because we can kind of really get into the nitty-gritty of things a little bit more. And I will admit those are kind of my favorite readings to do, kind of like the Halloween one, where you'll see me be very more point blank, period. I am in these readings as well, but we try to keep it clean for those that don't really like that type of verbiage and don't really like that type of response. Whatever jives with you is what jives with you. That's how I feel. But once again, Thank you all so, so very much. And I will see you on